Hi, it's Julie Hollinger. I'm the Programs Manager for the Petawawa Military Family Resource Center, and we are here for our second fireside chat. For those of you, this is your first time joining us, just want to explain a little bit about what we're doing today. The fireside chats are something that we decided to introduce. It is a weekly broadcast where we are bringing you folks from the PMFRC. We have been doing our social and physical distancing for a number of weeks, and the staff members are really missing all of you. So this was a great way for us to come to you to tell you about some of the programs that we still have going on, even though the doors are closed, and to let you know how you can reach us and some of the services that are available in the community. So today I have a number of guests joining us. Today's fireside chat is dedicated to children's services. So we have Sue Leclair. Sue is the coordinator of the manager of the Children's Services Department. We have Angie. Angie also works at the PMFRC, Angie Daber-Roggie, and she is in charge of our private home daycare and our emergency childcare programs. We have Padre Maria Cristina Cudina joining us. Thank you very much for coming in to join us as well. And last but not least, we have Claudia Beswick, who is the Executive Director of the PMFRC and frequent guest on the Fireside Chat. So thank you, Claudia, for joining us again. Before we start, childcare, I think everyone's first question is the same. And Claudia, you may have an answer for us. Right now, our doors are closed in children's services. None of our childcare programs are open, unfortunately. Can you tell us maybe when those programs are going to reopen?
Unfortunately, at this point, we are still closed. We do have all of our daycares are licensed, so therefore we fall under the ministry regulations. And until the ministry tells us we can be open, we can't. So I have heard, though, today that the Minister of Education is going to be making an announcement about the daycares at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So fingers crossed, we have a day moving forward. When we get that date, as soon as we know when we're going to be open, then we will look at reintegrating the staff back into the programs, making sure that we follow all of the rules and regulations of what it looks like coming back into the daycare. Some things may change, and we need to get the team up to speed on that. We need to make sure that everything is sanitized, get the food and fridges stocked up again. So once we have that decision from the ministry of when we can open, rest assured we will let all of the families know who's ready to come back into the program, and Sue will be spearheading that. Just as a reminder for the families that are already registered in our daycare programs, they are not being charged during the closure, and families can continue to make the payments on their accounts. They can call their payments in. They can call the north side to schedule an appointment for debit or cash if that's easier for them. We will be emailing the statements out within the next week or so. So in case families are wondering where their accounts are at, this will give you an idea. Sue is welcoming new families to also register if they're interested, and they can just reach out to the team.
Perfect. So Claudia, an announcement was made last week or maybe the week before, and I want to make sure I get the name right. So I'm just going to look at my sheet here. And it was an announcement for military families called the Emergency Family Care Assistance Program. Can you tell us a little bit about that program, what it is, and what it means to military families?
Sure. So many families are already familiar with the emergency childcare program that's been around for quite a while, and it supports the families with additional childcare who are dealing with an employment-related separation or deployments should family care plans fail. But because we are in unprecedented times right now dealing with the impact of COVID-19, there is an increased strain on the families, whether it's because of the prolonged absences, members being deployed on op-lays or op-lentis going right away, or just the impacts of the social and physical distancing. We know that that has been challenging. So Military Family Services has developed this emergency family care assistance policy, and it is really an enhancement to the emergency child care, extending what the parameters of how we can support military families. So what it means is this policy will provide families with various avenues of support. It's an expanded version of the emergency child care for short-term emergencies that is specific to the family's requirements. Families are very unique in what their needs are, so hopefully this is a better way of addressing those needs. So it could be emergency childcare that is still available, support for pet care if a CAF member is deployed on short notice, or other mental health supports that may come up for the family. This funding for the emergency family care assistance would apply when all other lines of support provided by the CAF, by Military Family Services, or by the Director General Compensation and Benefits. When those funding is insufficient, then that's when this new policy kicks into place. So we all recognize the modern family, and there's different unique requirements. So I think we can look at this as an expansion of what is already there to better support their unique needs. And ideally, if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to Sue or Angie, and the Padres, and also to know that they can access this service through the family information line as well.
So there was a national post that came from Military Family Services. So we will share that again today. So if people want to read up on that from the national announcement, they will be able to do that as well. Sue, over to you. I know that some child services programs are open. So can you talk a little bit about what we are still doing and how families can get a hold of you if they need you?
Sure. So the majority of our programs are closed, our licensed programs, but we do have access to 5 emergency homes should a family require to access emergency childcare. We do have that availability, and we also have the availability of putting a third-party agency into the home should a family require emergency childcare. So those 2 options are still currently available. People can contact myself at the office. All my information is on CAF Connection, and they can reach out to me Monday to Friday between 8 and 4. If they do have an emergency in the evening, weekends, during a holiday, they can contact the duty padre, who can assist them with making emergency childcare arrangements.
So Sue, you and I didn't talk about this beforehand, but we do play troop every weekday, and people come in with their kids. And unfortunately, that's closed. But I do know that your team has been working really hard to put together some other resources. So if you are not able to get to play troop and you're looking for fun activities and fun things to do with your kids, watch our Facebook page. I know Sue and I actually did a story time for Month of the Military Child a couple of weeks ago. We had a very special guest. So if you're looking for those types of activities and resources and story time with Miss Sue, follow our Facebook page. They're also on our CAF Connection website. All of that is there, and we hope that you are able to take advantage of that. Angie, you are in charge of emergency childcare, and a lot of the members who are watching are familiar with the family care plan, and that's a document that would be in the members file. But for those people who maybe aren't in the military or married somebody in the military that don't necessarily know what that family care plan is, can you go a little bit over what that is and why it's different than the emergency child care plan that you talk a lot about?
Sure. So the family care plan is actually a document that's on the member's purse file, and it identifies on there that they have children, how old they are, all that type of information. At the bottom, there's a spot for 2 emergency contacts. So we do encourage them to talk it over with those contacts, because they may have to come somewhere. They may be here for an extended period of time. They may be taking children back to their residents with them as well. So it's very important that you're having the discussion that they're okay with being part of your plan, and that they can leave if needed at a short term or short notice. It's also very important to check in with your family care plan to see what's on there and if there's any changes. So if there's been another child, if you've gotten married, separated, anything like that should be identified on your family care plan, and you can access that through your clerk. I also encourage people to take a look just during this time because your family care plan may change a bit. So whoever you had on there before, maybe they can't travel here. So it's important to think of those things. Maybe you need to put a neighbor, someone more local, maybe consider someone from your partner or your unit that has a spouse staying behind. Just different ideas to consider given the situation. We can help you with those. We can have those conversations and give you some suggestions as well if you do want to change that. The emergency childcare plan that we have through the MFRC, it enhances your family care plan. So the emergency childcare plan is specific information about your children. So in the plan, there's an 8-page document. In this time, we can email it to you. Normally, we would have you pick it up at one of our locations, and it's an actual kit that has resources in it. But for now, the main thing is to fill the emergency childcare plan out, and you give a copy to someone you trust. So that could be a neighbor, maybe someone you work with, and somewhere in your home, put who holds that plan or let somebody know. Again, in the kit, there's a card for a wallet card, as well as a fridge magnet with that information on. But if you don't have that right now, just be putting it somewhere, maybe on your fridge, by your contacts, just let somebody know. So if it does have to be accessed in an emergency situation, that whoever's going to be caring for your children has basic information on your children. I encourage people as well, if there's not stuff covered in the 8 pages, if you want to add more detailed information, absolutely. If there's certain schedules your child has to follow, any extra information that's going to help someone caring for your child, the more the better, basically. So again, our contact information is available on our website. So if you have any specific questions, you can get a hold of us that way. And if you just want to have a conversation about maybe who to put on your plan, then we can help you with that as well.
Perfect. So we are going to put the contact information for both Sue and Angie on the Facebook page in the comments afterwards. So if you want to get in touch with them, you can do that. We also want to let you know that that emergency care plan document that you can fill out is available on our website. So we will also give you the link for that. Padre Cadena, I have not forgotten about you. PMFRC talks a lot about the Duty Padres for those people who want to access emergency childcare outside of office hours. They can call the Duty Padre, and the Duty Padre can get that process going. But I am sure, and I know for a fact, that you guys do a lot of other things to support families. Can you talk a little bit about what the role of the Duty Padre is and some of the things that you can do for families who may be needing assistance?
Yes. So although it's the COVID-19 confinement, the Duty Padre is still on. And majority of the Padres are on their unit line to the brigade side. So we are available. On duty, well, it's 24 hours per day. So if people has a real emergency, they could call. If they try to reach another chaplain, they could call. We could link them with people. What we offer for sure, we have the resource of MFRC, so we link with them. We are there to validate. If people, sometimes people are living situation and they are desperate and they are not sure what they're supposed to do, and they are not sure they are taking the right step. So they just want to be validated and they call the Duty Padre, and that's okay. So we refer to the right resource and what is appropriate to the case. We're going to walk with them. We're going to try our best to help them to solve that situation. What is wonderful for the Padre is we are capable to go to the CO and advocate for the member when there is a situation at home with the kids and they need time, they need resource. We could go see the chain of command and say, well, there is a situation. There is the step the member is taking, and it's how it's going to be solved. Are you in, or can we help that member? And very often, chain of commands want their member to be functional and at work, so they're helping members. It's easy. So yeah, Duty Padre, it's easy. You call the duty officer, so the main line for the base, and ask the operator, the duty officer, and they will call us and put us in contact with the person who is in need. Yep.
So that's definitely a number that you are going to want to have in your back pocket, the Duty Padre. So if your family is in need of assistance, we are going to share the number for the Duty Padre on this post as well. And we also have it for future reference. We have it on the CAF Connection website under Contact Us. We have important numbers, and the Duty Padre is definitely there. So feel free to get in touch with them as well. Angie, I want to pick up on something that you talked about earlier about looking at your family care plan. I am a military spouse, and the ongoing joke for all of my friends was, if I put you on my emergency care plan, you are going to get posted. And I'm sure we all find ourselves in that situation where they're new to a community or everything has fallen through. If someone's looking at it and they're like, they have no ideas about where they can go, can they call you? You always have some good suggestions. How can they get in touch with you, and what can you do to sort of help them with that brainstorming?
So I believe you said you're going to put our contact information up. So absolutely. Sometimes it's just better to have a conversation because everybody's situation is different. So it might be someone you haven't thought of, maybe getting to know those neighbors that are close to you. Maybe there's a responsible teenager in the neighborhood that might be able to pinch hit. When our services are back open, just getting out, going to like play troop, making those connections, that kind of thing. And we just kind of talk about, obviously you want to trust the person and know them. So just making those connections. Again, maybe someone through the members unit, maybe there's someone there that they know, that their spouse staying home will be willing to step in, and maybe you can, do it for each other kind of thing. So it's definitely a conversation that we can have. And it's usually it's, simple things that people haven't thought of, but, sometimes it just takes the conversation to bring that to mind.
Perfect. I'm just watching the comments out of my corner of my eye, and Sarah Jane from our team is actually updating and putting all those links in the comments as we speak. So thank you, Sarah Jane, for doing that. We appreciate that. All of the information we're talking about is being updated live. Sue, under normal circumstances, the PMFRC has a wide range of childcare programs. If someone's new to the area or if they're coming here shortly and they wanted to talk to you about maybe plans for the fall, or if they want to talk about waiting list, can they still do that? Can you still get on the waiting list?
Absolutely. So if new families are in the area, or you're needing to go back to work and you're looking for childcare, they can contact me. We have a variety of different programs to meet families' needs, so we can discuss what's the best fit for their family and for their child, and we can kind of go from there.
Perfect. Last question, and I know that's something that I do hear a number of times in terms of the Duty Padre. People wonder, can they call the Duty Padre the main number, or do they have to go through the Padre that is assigned to their spouse's unit? Padre Cadena, can you just give us a little bit more information about who can call you, and what's the fastest way to do that?
Yeah, for sure. During working hour, the unit Padre is the best resource because he knows the chain of command, he knows the member, he has contact with him, he could observe what's going on, what is the dynamic in the unit. So it's the best. To reach him, it's through our main office at 5434. We have someone there to answer calls and give the number of the Padre, the extension of his office, or send him an email and give the number of the spouse. It's the easiest way. But if something happened outside the working hour, just call the Duty Padre. And anyway, we update the unit Padre at the day after, always, because he is the best resource. If it's not my unit, going to see a CO that I don't know, it's not anything. So it's better to involve the unit Padre in what's going on.
Padre Cadena, listening to you, I think that you have the same theory that we have at the PMFRC. We would rather have you call us and ask the question and sit there and wonder, am I calling the right person? You're not bothering us. If you've got a question, you think the PMFRC or the Duty Padre may be able to help, please don't be shy, reach out. We would love to be able to give you any kind of guidance we could. I'm looking at the corner of my eye and I'm not seeing any questions on the chat, so I don't think anything else has come up. Thank you, all of you, for joining me today. I really appreciate you all being here and answering those questions. We will keep watching the comment section. So if you are stumbling on this after the live section has happened and you add a question, we will make sure that we answer that. If we have to reach out to some of these folks to get the answers, we will definitely keep our eye on that chat. Fireside chats, they happen every week. So it's always going to be Wednesdays at 11:30. And next week, we are talking to the mental health team. So they are going to talk about some of the things that are still available, some of the supports that are available for families. If you are watching our Facebook page, you will know that it is Mental Health Month, the PMFRC, and we are sharing a lot of resources. We are sharing stuff for kids. We've got some meditation chats that are up there, and we are keeping them all on CAF Connection, so you can see them all in one place. So keep an eye on that. The mental health team, we have someone from Health Promotions. Garrison Health Promotions is going to be joining us to talk about some of the programs that they offer. And as well, the family information line. It's a national number that families can call. They provide 24/7 assistance. They also provide one-on-one counseling. They're going to be joining us. They're going to be talking about the services they provide. And if you have a question or something that you want to ask them directly, that's the time to do it. So next Wednesday at 11:30, please join us. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Padre Cadena, Angie, and Sue. We appreciate you taking the time, and thank you to everyone who's watching. We appreciate you taking some time with us on Wednesday. It looks like it's going to be a nice day out. We hope that you get out there to enjoy it. And we look forward to seeing all of you soon back at the PMFRC, back through our doors. Last thing I want to mention, just before I forget, if you have comments, if you have suggestions, if you are thinking about programs that might be able to help your family at this time, reach out and tell us. On CAF Connection, we have a feedback form. Those feedback suggestions go directly to Claudia, and she will reach out to the team and make sure we can get back to you on that. So if you do have suggestions, please share it with us. We would love to be able to help. Enjoy your Wednesday. Thank you all for joining us.